Hello, callers, and welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on the latest developing stories. We start with Ansu Fati, as it has been reported that Barca have decided to keep Ansu Fati as a player through his insistence to stay at the club have convinced Javi that he might be a better player next season. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then secondly, in this episode, talking about Marcelo Brozovic, as it have been reported that Barca are actively trying to convince the 25 million euro rated Champions League finalists to join the club next summer. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into the full stories, please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, endeavor to hit the subscribe button. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Over the past few months, there has been a lot written about Ansu Fati and his future at FC Barcelona. The 20-year-old forward had a subpar 2022-23 campaign during which, he failed to establish himself as a regular under Xavi Hernandez, with Barca needing to sell players to generate revenue and reduce salary mass. Fati's name has been heavily linked with an exit. It has been suggested that the La Liga champions are open to listening to bids for the La Masia graduate, whose market value stands at 35 million euros. However, Ansu Fati has always maintained that he does not wish to leave Barcelona and he really wants to succeed at the club. Now, Spanish outlet Mundo Deportivo is reporting Barca are starting to give into the idea or giving into Fati's wishes of not wanting to leave this summer, and they now believe that the Spaniard will stay at the club for at least one more season. Despite Ansu Fati's poor season last time out, the player did finish the season quite strongly, scoring 3 goals in Barca's last 2 La Liga matches against Mallorca and against Valladolid. He was also involved in Spain's UEFA Nations League triumph earlier this month. Soon after that, the young star commented on his future, and he did emphasize his desire to stay put at Barcelona. He said, "I have a contract here at Barca and my intention is clear, to continue to improve and to grow here. That is my intention. I have a contract and I'm so happy about that, both at my club and with my national team," Fati said. Barca had been reported to be, intent on cashing in on Ansu Fati in order to generate some revenue. However, they are now starting to accept that the young star could remain at the club for at least a year. Meanwhile, Fati remains confident that he will turn things around at his boyhood club, Barca, and go on to achieve success after a subpar performance last time out. Of course, Ansu Fati has been one of the most talked about players this summer as to his future, because the player's future have been a hot topic of discussion after going through hell, through injuries 2 seasons before this past season. People saw Ansu Fati as one of the main guys entering into last season, but it didn't work out. It didn't work out as expected. Fati wearing the number 10 shirt and being the player that we know he is, people expected a lot. That is why there was a lot of disappointment from the fan base that Fati did not perform the way we all expected him to. And not like he had any issues with injuries. Ansu Fati was fully fit throughout the campaign, but when he was supposed to showcase his brilliance, he didn't. And naturally, rumors of a transfer, a possible sale was coming. And honestly, I personally think Fati should stay. The thing is, he's a naturally gifted player, and the fact that he did not perform well last season does not mean he isn't a good player. I think Fati is coming to his utmost best, and we saw that towards the end of last season, where he scored 3 goals in his last 2 matches. And we also saw Ansu Fati's performance in the UEFA Nations League. He was brilliant in the semi-finals and the finals, helping his team winning the UEFA Nations League against Croatia in that penalty kicks. I think Ansu Fati was really instrumental in terms of performance for Spain as well. So that is why I think Barca should consider keeping this guy. He is a talented player. He knows in fact he's so prolific, and I don't see a reason why we should be impatient. We understand that yes, the club are going through a lot financially, and definitely there must be that temptation to sell because Fati might demand a very huge fee if they want to sell him, but the player have refused that he doesn't want to leave. And I think Barca should go with that idea that they should keep him. And let Javi just see what he's got next. And I believe that Fati will be a better player. In fact, I'm very sure that he will be better than last season, where he had a very bad performance in most matches. His father came out, started talking nonsense about the club, saying that the club does not like Fati and they should better sell him. All those did not help the player's mental health. Seriously, it was instead killing his morale. Why will you as a parent come in and saying stuff against Javi and against the club? Like everybody hate your player. And not like Javi is not giving the player opportunities. Ansu Fati played a lot of matches. I mean, most of them were from the bench, but at least rather than keeping him, not playing games, but he was giving him game time in nearly all the La Liga games. But his son did not. He did not make use of that. So who should he blame? Blaming Javi? Blaming the club? Except that the father likes his son, or we understand that, but it's not like we will sacrifice our club to lose titles just because we want to satisfy Ansu Fati's father. It doesn't work that way. Then moving on to the next story of discussion. Financial restrictions have obstructed Barca's desire to obtain an expensive DM, due to which moves for the likes of Martin Zubimendi and Joshua Kimmich have practically been ruled out. Searching for alternatives, the name of Marcelo Brozovic has begun to accumulate growing consensus among the coaching staff. However, the Catalans face considerable competition from Al Nassr, with the Saudi Arabian giants prepared to offer a mega financial package to acquire the Croatian signature. As the saga continues to develop, Ashraf Ben Ayat has reported that Barca are actively trying to convince Brozovic to join them, and the coming hours will be very crucial. The sporting staff is refusing to look at other targets until the 30-year-old's future is being resolved, while the player's agent is urging him to think about going to Saudi Arabia for financial benefits. The opportunity to play for one of Europe's top clubs continues to lure Brozovic. Given the importance of Xavi has publicly placed on signing a top-class pivot midfielder, Barca intend to fight for Brozovic's signature till the last minute. Inter Milan are demanding €25 million for the defensive midfielder, which is a fee that Barca deemed payable, helping his club reach the UEFA Champions League final and leading Croatia to the UEFA Nations League final. The Croatian is still going strong despite merely being a short to medium-term solution. His presence would surely alleviate the absence of Sergio Busquets. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time. Bye bye.